If you are a smart person in your 30s or 40s who would love to start your own business or love to change careers, but you keep talking yourself out of all of your best ideas and hence you're still stuck, then please keep watching this video. I'll show you exactly how to stop the self-sabotage so you can fast track your transition instead. Because trust me, I know how debilitating and painful that combo of being a perfectionist and an overthinker and a control freak can be. Why do I say this? My name is Rikke Hansen. I've spent the last 12 years working with smart people just like you. And I see again and again how perfectionists and control freaks and overthinkers, smart people just like you, have a real tendency to shoot down their best ideas and hence keep staying stuck for years in jobs they really shouldn't stay stuck in. What I want to share with you is an email I recently got from John. So John has recently joined your Career Change Map, which is my career accelerator program where I show people what the right career or business is for them. And I bet you can relate to John. Here's what he says. Hi, Rikke. I have a tendency to overthink everything, including talking myself out of every possible career or business idea I can imagine. Here's what I do. Every time I find something, I go, but then there is this aspect of it that I wouldn't like, and I throw it away. Does that sound like you? You get all these great ideas, but then I wouldn't like this and I wouldn't like that, and away it goes, and you're back to square one. If that sounds like you, then let me challenge you right away. Who told you, or how come you think there is such a thing as perfection? That there is such a thing as a perfect job or a perfect career or perfect business that wouldn't have aspects to it that you wouldn't like? So stop behaving like it. Behaving in such a manner, but you insist on everything has to be perfect and there can't be anything wrong with it, means that you will stay stuck in that job you hate forever. So number one, let's give up on the idea of perfection, because there is no such thing as a perfect job or perfect business, because you're not perfect, the world is not perfect. So if we start there, it's going to be so much easier and you will transition so much faster. And don't worry, it will still be bloody good. Now, let me elaborate a little bit just so we're really clear about what we're talking about. Right now, you're likely in a job or work scenario you've outgrown. You want to leave it behind. You want to create a business or, transition into a different career. So that means right now you're unhappy. And what you're doing right now is insisting that if you cannot go unhappy to perfect, i.e. finding a job, career, business where there's nothing wrong with it, then you're just going to stay stuck. So what often happens is that people get into this mindset of all or nothing. Well, I often hear people say this, if I cannot find that one thing I'm super passionate about that's going to get me jumping out of bed in the morning, then I'm not going to bother. All or nothing. Or if I cannot find a career or business that's so much better and so much more perfect than what I have now and that fits all of these unrealistic boxes, then I'm just going to stay stuck. I bet you know what kind of behavior I'm talking about here. The biggest gift you can give to yourself is stopping that all or nothing behavior. And let me give you a word that's going to change everything for you. Optimal. Forget about perfection and focus on what is optimal. Optimal means what is the best option out of all of the options that you do have, even if they're imperfect. Optimal means the best you can be in an imperfect world, the most joy you can have in an imperfect world, the more you can self-express in an imperfect world. So exchange perfection for optimal. You are looking to approximate perfection. You're looking for getting the optimal choice, but forget about perfection. So now you know the kind of behavior you want to stop. You want to stop aiming for perfection, or rather insisting on perfection, and you want to stop that all or nothing scenario. And what we're looking for is really optimal over perfect, all right? Let's get really practical. If you watched any of my videos, you know I'm really big on giving you a concrete strategy that you can do right now. And also I want to say something before I get into the strategy. Obviously, approximation and optimal doesn't mean you should just take whatever. Clearly, you want something that's right for you, that gets you excited. But there's a very big difference between something being an inconvenience, an element that you wouldn't like about a career or a business, and something being a showstopper, something you really shouldn't tolerate. So here's what I noticed. Often when people, they have a tendency to pick apart every business idea or every career idea, it's because they're really vague about who they are and what they want. So one of the first things I do with clients when they work with me, whether that's privately or via my online programs, is I ask them to do what I call a zero tolerance list. And what we do is we look at what are the things in your career history so far, so for the last 5, 10, 15, 20 years, that consistently have made you the most unhappy and that you therefore want to avoid at all costs in that next career or in your business. And we write it down. So generally it'll be between maybe 3 to 5 things, ideally just around 3 so you don't have too many. And it's things that really, they cause you a lot of pain and you shouldn't tolerate it going forward. So often it's things like having worked in a company where the ethics really disagree with your ethics, or there might have been a toxic culture, or there might have been certain things around working such long hours under so much stress that you almost killed yourself, right? So it's things that are really showstoppers. It's not just inconvenience. It's like, ooh, I don't like Excel, or I don't like going on business trips every once in a while. It's really something where you get really, really clear about what are the few things that you should no longer tolerate in a business and a career. Write them down, because future pacing, what that means is that next time you get an idea for a business, or you might even have it right now, or for a career, then you look at, well, those things I really don't like about that career or that business, are they just inconvenient things, or are they really elements that I should no longer tolerate? Do you see how much more helpful that is, rather than, ooh, I don't like this element? It could be like, no, that would really be a bad idea because it's part of my zero tolerance policy going forward, versus, yeah, it's an inconvenience, but bearing in mind all these other great things I would get, I'm okay with it. Do you see how much faster, how much more confident you can move through the career change process? That's what I suggest you do, all right? Now, if you like this video and you are the overthinking, perfectionistic type, and you want more like this, then like this video so I know that you love the subject. Write a comment, let me know what you think. But more importantly, for those of you watching who know that now is the time where you really need to make that career change happen, you need to make that business happen, but you want professional help, come on over to rikke.me/more, i.e. you want more, rikke.me/more. Sign up for my mailing list and you will get a lot more concrete strategy and advice from me that I won't share on YouTube. So I'll see you over there. Thank you.